Of Kaye Lazar's Cavalcade of Fun for election returns. Let me tell you something. The election is still going strong. You remember in the olden days, you used to like you would vote, and then you would go home, and then probably a few hours later, so you either voted for the winner or the loser, but you vote, and then you kind of know. You don't know that now. and then half the people are saying, "Oh, it was all rigged. It was all fixed." So, but we're not gonna. Let's not talk about that. Let's have a wonderful show. This is Kaye Lazar's Cavalcade of Fun, and I am your host, Kevin, or Kaye Lazar, if you will. And introduce yourself. Who are you again?
My name is Mary Elizabeth Jones.
Mary Elizabeth, yes. Mary Elizabeth has your own show. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry.
I love performing, and it runs in my veins. So, and I'm very proud of that. So. Yeah,
I performing is in my blood too, but I think I need a transfusion. Anyway, I sorry to interrupt you earlier, but I'm very excited because you haven't been on in a while. I was on a few weeks ago, but you just got back from a trip, and tell us about your little trip.
Yes, I was in Florida for a week.
Florida. Did you say hi to? Did you go to Mar-a-Lago? What was that like? heard the owner is not much, but they have a pretty good omelet bar. in the dining room.
Yeah, well, I went to Disney World.
Disney World.
Universal Studios.
Yeah.
And I went to a lot more places.
Okay. What are a lot more places? Everyone goes to Disney World and Universal Studios. That's so old news. What else did you do?
Yeah, I went to this really awesome place called the Orange World.
Orange World.
And I got to take some oranges home with me.
You took oranges home with you. Yes. In fact, I know what she's talking about because they're in the car. I just when she gave them to me earlier, I didn't bring them here because I had enough to carry here. But what was that huge orange? That was the biggest orange I've ever seen. What was that?
It was like a grapefruit.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
it was an orange. I said, this orange is pretty sour.
That also came from the Orange World.
That came from Orange
There were
World.
different oranges, so I got all kinds of them.
Oranges, yeah. Oranges are my favorite.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting them for me. The oranges I eat usually don't come from Florida. They come from the supermarket.
Well, these ones that I picked out are fresh.
Are fresh. You got it.
Yeah.
By the time they come to town, they're already like 3 or 4 days old.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're stale. Who wants stale oranges?
Right. Yeah, we also did some shopping at thrift stores and flea markets.
Okay, yeah.
All that good stuff. We went to Cracker Barrel.
Went to Cracker Barrel.
Then we went.
Did you get that? Did you play that little peg game? That's what I always like when I go to Cracker Barrel.
We didn't do that.
And I can never get just one. I think once you get it to when you go, you do that hopscotch thing on it, and then once you get it to one, then it's almost like you don't want to play it anymore because then you say, okay, I've cracked the code. It's like doing a Rubik's Cube.
Oh.
I've already done it. Well, now, at Cracker Barrel, what did you eat at Cracker Barrel?
I ate the grilled chicken tenders.
Okay.
And hash brown casserole.
Yeah.
And some biscuits and corn muffins.
Yeah. I went to Cracker Barrel once, had what was it called? The hash brown casserole? That's
casserole.
Okay. Maybe the one you went to, it was casserole. But and chicken tenders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They were really good, actually.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't chicken tenders not good?
I know.
I could eat them cold. I could eat them anytime. When I was a kid, they didn't have chicken tenders. And now they do. And now if I could only eat those, I'd be happy. Trouble is when you go to chicken tenders are like, you buy them at the store. They're not all that expensive. You can buy a big bag of them for about $6 or so, and you can eat them all week long. Well, I could eat them all week long.
Yeah.
I'd have one a day.
Yeah.
But when I eat like pizza, I get mad at myself for eating 2 slices of pizza at one time because when I like to eat pizza, sometimes I'm kind of stuck eating almost as much of it as I can.
Yeah.
And I prefer just to eat one piece every day. That's what I like about New York. You go get $1 pizza, $1 slice of pizza, and then when you're hungry, later. Yeah. I could eat 3 $1 slices of pizza in New York every day. Never eat anything else.
Yeah, the first.
Maybe drink some bottled water. That's about it.
Yeah, when we were on our way to Florida, we stayed one night in Georgia.
Yeah.
And we ordered a pizza for dinner there. So.
Okay. Now, what's the pizza like in Georgia?
It was really good.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Did they put peach pits in it or something?
It was from Domino's.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Did Herschel Walker deliver it to you or something?
No.
Or that other guy, Warnock?
Yeah,
I keep hearing about him. Yeah.
We had chicken, pepperoni, cheese, I think sausage. So.
What's the best thing to put on a pizza?
The best thing is pepperoni, cheese, mushrooms, and what do you call them? The little fish.
Anchovies?
Yeah, anchovies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, gosh. To me, the best thing to put on a pizza is your teeth. But anchovies, oh man.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to put on my pizza.
Yeah, and then nobody else wants to eat any of that pizza ever again.
Well, we didn't order anchovies, but you know.
I remember once somebody put anchovies on a pizza I ordered. I said, "What the hell is this?" and then they said, "Those are anchovies." I said, "I don't like them." He said, "We'll scrape them off." And I said, "Yeah, but the juice of the anchovies are still there." They've already polluted my pizza.
Oh wow.
Yes. So anyway, did you do anything in Georgia other than eat pizza?
We just.
Did you go to Six Flags over Georgia?
No, we just kind of just stopped at the hotel.
Okay.
And stayed the night.
Yeah.
Because we were tired. So.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to do in Georgia.
Yeah.
There's chain gangs in Georgia.
Well, except
Don't join one of them.
I like Atlanta.
You've been to Atlanta?
Yeah,
that's right.
I have some friends that live in Atlanta, so.
Yeah.
You know.
They have the Coca-Cola Museum there.
Yeah, they had the Coca-Cola and the CNN.
The CNN tower.
And all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, and
I've been into the CNN, so it was really great.
Oh yeah. Do you say hi to Larry King when you were there?
I didn't get a chance to go that far, but I really wanted to. So.
Or no, Wolf Blitzer is CNN.
Yeah, because Larry King passed away like 2 years ago.
Yeah, you need a seance if you want to see him. Now, but you spent all your time in Florida. Florida's a good trip, actually.
Yeah, it was a great vacation.
Did the governor welcome you there, Ron DeSantis? I heard he's had a pretty good week last week.
No, we didn't see him.
No. You know, he could have put you all on a. You know, he could have put you all on a bus, and you could have saved the trip. You could have gone to Martha's Vineyard.
I know. Well,
I already promises newcomers to Florida a trip to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have a guest coming up soon.
Yes.
We have Susan Muhlenbeck.
All
and
right.
She's a writer, and she's very talented. We're gonna talk with Susan. Now, I got to tell you something. We perform in plays, we do shows together, we do a lot of cool stuff, and I want to know, do you have any other talents that what can you do that people wouldn't know that you do?
Well, I know everybody knows that I sing, dance, and act.
Okay, I could create a scene too. You should see me when I miss my breakfast.
But I can kind of snap my fingers in a really cool way.
Let's hear that.
All right.
Oh, the shark has. Yeah.
You do this one first, that one first, and slide.
Oh, wait.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to do now. You know, I always snap my fingers, like, whenever I want to make a point to somebody and I don't want to say anything, I just go. I saw Cesar Romero once do it.
Right.
This is before he was the Joker.
Batman.
But I have some talents too. I got to tell you what I was watching a show with my sister, and Raymond Burr was on it. It was the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour. Remember Glenn Campbell?
Yes.
And,
I have some of his stuff. So.
Every time Glenn Campbell comes on like his variety show, there's always somebody. There's always somebody in my house or at my place, and they always say, I hope he sings Rhinestone Cowboy. I said this was like 20 years before he sang Rhinestone. He's not going to sing Rhinestone Cowboy. He's not in the time machine so he can sing it. So anyway, he had Raymond Burr on it.
Oh, wow.
And Raymond Burr said that I have no business being on this variety show because I don't have any talents. I don't sing, I don't dance, I don't act, except on Perry Mason and Ironside. So anyway, he says, well, he does whistle in the shower. So he started whistling. Now, he wasn't really whistling. He was just, I think, a flute or somebody was playing behind him in the off stage, and he was whistling. And he was whistling the Colonel Bogey March. You know that?
Wow.
You probably don't know the
I don't
name
think
of
I've
it.
heard of him.
Okay, the Colonel Bogey March is the real name of a march. I don't know how old it is. It might be from the Boer War for all I know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was it's from the Bridge on the River Kwai, which has been popular ever since that movie in the 1950s. And it goes, and I could whistle it. And I started whistling it, and I realized I'm a pretty good whistler. You want to hear me whistle? Mm-hmm. I'll whistle the Curdy Bow, and you'll recognize this. Okay, I'm sure there are lyrics to it, but here it goes.
Talking about
now the second verse. All the people have changed the channel now. No, actually, it's from Colonel. I was kind of hoping you were going to snap your fingers through.
I was trying to think of it for a second. It's from the Parent Trap.
Oh, it's from the Parent Trap too.
That scene where they
the Lindsay Lohan one or the Haley Mills.
The Haley Mills version.
Okay, yeah.
Remember?
I don't watch any movie with Brian Keith in it.
They were both in trouble. There was a scene when they were both in trouble.
Yeah. Oh wait, Maureen O'Hara was in that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, and then
the Haley Mills one. Yeah.
And then when they were in camp, they would march to that song.
To that song, of course. Yes.
Yeah. So.
The Colonel Bogey March. So actually, I can't play an instrument. Do you play the piano or play the maracas or anything? Anything.
I can play the maracas.
You can play the maracas, okay. Castanets, can you play that?
And the drums.
Everyone says they can play the drums. And then you put them in the room to go bang, 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 like doing the Salvation Army.
Well, my cousin had a drum set.
Okay.
And I went over to their house,
yeah.
and I played it.
Yeah.
And everybody just came in the room and was like, yay!
Oh, yeah. Were you like Buddy Rich?
Yeah. It was to Led Zeppelin that I was playing drums. I was serious.
You're like John Bonham?
Yeah, it was like...
Don't wind up like John Bonham. He, died. That's not funny. Yes, it is. Anyway, John, yeah, and that has, if you remember that movie by Led Zeppelin, the song remains the same. It's like a 3-hour movie of their concerts with something like half-hour solos, drum solos and everything.
Yeah.
The song remains the same. It certainly does. Unless you're a real Led Zeppelin fan. Now, so you can play the drums, okay. Let me tell you something. I had, whenever I wanted, I'm not kidding you, whenever I wanted to fall asleep, I would take I actually had, I didn't have the album obviously, but I had the tape of it. It was like a half hour, it was like 40 minutes, actually 2 sides of an LP, and it was, I think I taped it from a DVD, from a CD, so it was the whole 40 minutes. It was a drummer's duel between Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich. And let me tell you something, if you have insomnia and you can't get to sleep, just play that and let the cassette tape run out. And I'm not kidding. Pretty much, I could only get through 5 minutes of it. There's no music. It was just drumming and everything. But the only thing I could do is whistle. Now I'll tell you a talent I have. I'm not going to show it to you because I didn't really bring any props with me, but I have a talent. I used to be very good at the yo-yo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a conversation with somebody about the yo-yo, and my mom was outraged that I was so into yo-yos. I can tell you a whole bunch about yo-yos. A few years ago, I saw these little kids playing with a yo-yo, and a lot of my friends and I were there. And so I said, "Can I try?" And I said, "Yeah." So I was down, and I started doing these yo-yo tricks. He said, "Kevin, we didn't know you could do the yo-yo." I said, "Yeah, well, in those days they didn't have cell phones." And thus you have to occupy your hands to do something.
Yeah.
And so I learned how to do these tricks on the yo-yo. Now, if you go on YouTube and find yo-yo tricks, some people just do them miraculously. They do things I can't even imagine.
Oh, wow.
And they do it. The yo-yo, our producer Joe told me, and I knew this. It was originally a weapon, and it was, boom, and hit someone inside the head, or hit a dinosaur or something, a saber-toothed tiger, and everything. So anyway, my mom. Now I'll talk about my mom. My mom was outraged because there was I was into yo-yos and tops, and they're both made by the Duncan Corporation, who also makes. Actually, the Duncan Company, which is owned in those days by the Whammo Company. I guess they all still make these stuff. I wasn't very good at the top. I could get it spinning, but I couldn't really do any tricks with it. But I could do the yo-yo quite well. And what happened was, in those days, on the local cartoon shows and stuff that I used to watch all the time, like Bozo and Danny Beagle and Sailor Bob and all those shows.
Yeah.
They would have these guys come there dressed in suits. Do these yo-yo tricks, and then they would come to like the 7-Eleven or something, or the convenience store, and do the yo-yo tricks, and of course you want to buy it because you think you could do it.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, if you put your mind to it, you could learn these tricks,
Yeah.
So and they would wear these like 3-piece suits and everything. I always had nice hair, and I think that was quite appealing to me. See, I dress like a guy who does those yo-yo tricks from the 1970s. Yeah. And I just loved, and I thought when I grow up, that's the type of guy I want to be. Just travel, do yo-yo tricks, get little kids to buy my yo-yos. Yeah. I had a yo-yo that could light up when it went down and everything. And that was the best one because it would be like a neon sign when you went really fast on it. So anyway, so so my mom thought it was weird that these grown-up men are playing yo-yos and everything, and I said, "Oh, no, they're cool. Cool." I was gonna tell you about yo-yos. So I adopted the. They made a comeback a few years ago. Yo-yos when the Smothers Brothers. The Yo-Yo Man. It was.
They were so funny.
Yeah, but it was not the typical stuff where they're playing the music and they mess up and then they fight like brothers would, which was very funny.
Yeah.
But Tommy Smothers was very good with the yo-yo, and they'd always have a section, and even on the TV show where he was playing and this is actually back in the 80s. Right. It was a new thing, and made them viable again. The Smothers Brothers. I was so excited, to do these yo-yo tricks and everything. So that is something I can do, and I don't know, maybe eventually that's what I'll do. I'm not really good for much of anything else, so that's what I can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have I gotta tell you, we have a guest coming up. You wanna?
All right, I can wait.
We're let me tell you that Susan Muhlenbeck is here, and you keep people talking. I'm gonna bring her over right now.
All right.
All right, Susan.
Oh,
All right. Here we go. Let me get in here first. And thank you for coming today. Here's a
thank
seat
you for inviting me.
Yes.
That was very nice of you.
Now, Susan, I got to tell you, Susan actually is an alumnus alumnae, I don't know what the word is, from the show I did 20 years ago, and you haven't changed a bit.
Oh, thank you.
Look at these wrinkles. Look at these.
Oh.
Look at these wrinkles on my face. Let me tell you. I said, someone said, I see your face is all wrinkled now. And I said, these aren't wrinkles, these are laugh lines. And then the guy said, nothing could be that funny. So tell us a little about yourself.
Well, let's see. We're talking about my books. Let me tell you.
Yes, she's a writer.
Yeah.
And tell us about some of your books. Yes.
Okay. Well, I wrote a few books myself, and my dad and I wrote a couple books, co-wrote them together. And you can get them all on Amazon. I brought one of them.
All right.
All right.
And this is called No Frills.
That's a collection of short stories and poems.
Yes.
And another one of my books is a children's story, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's one book, it's actually a trilogy about, well, it's featuring all people with all different types of disabilities, which is not very common in literature, so I thought that was different.
Yeah.
And my dad and I co-wrote a couple of plays that we put into a book.
All right.
And some other short stories and poems that we wrote together. So
Well, tell you that being in the theater. Let me tell us about the plays. Yeah. Maybe we can perform.
Well, they were
on the stage.
Yeah, well, they were kind of take place during the Civil War and stuff. About soldiers that went into the army and won a medal, and that was one of them. And another one was this play about actually it was the Korean War. That yeah, that was not too long ago, actually, in the 50s. So yeah, about these soldiers that their experiences in the war in Korea. That was actually kind of depressing, but
No,
yeah, well,
you write depressing stuff.
well, you know.
Well, war is never happy.
Exactly.
Unless John Wayne is involved.
Yeah, that's true.
And that gives a very, very jaundiced view of what of what wartime is like. And in fact, if I should be simple, your mother and father met during the Korean War.
Exactly. Well, it wasn't during the war, but they did meet in Korea.
In Korea,
It was after the war.
Yeah.
But yeah, that they were both writing for a newspaper, and they met on assignment, actually.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. My parents met at Roseland Ballroom in New York.
Oh wow!
Right around the corner from the Ed Sullivan Theater.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
And the last person to perform at Roseland was on the David Letterman show was Lady Gaga. And every time on Colbert or Ed Sullivan or certainly Letterman, when the doors would open, I'd always say, "Hey, Mom, Dad, that's where you met."
Oh, that's
Now, where'd your parents meet?
My parents met. My mom was in high school. She was getting ready to graduate from high school, and it was a McDonald's that's across the street. It's still there.
Oh wow!
And my dad went to pick her up or something like that because she was waiting for her dad, which was my grandfather.
Oh, okay.
So I think they met at the McDonald's across the street from her high school.
All right.
neat.
And it's still there.
Yes,
The one on Hull Street?
Yeah, they rebuilt it though.
Oh, that's
since then,
right.
So
I always wanted to go to that when I was a kid. There was only one McDonald's in town. That was the one at Hull Street. Now they're all over the place.
yeah, it's the same McDonald's, but they tore it down, rebuilt it.
It occupies the same space.
Yes, exactly.
When I was a kid, they didn't have a jungle gym at McDonald's. we were so poor and
It was back in.
impoverished.
I think it was around 1978.
78. Oh
And
wow.
my parents got married in 1979, a year after.
Yeah.
So.
My parents were let's see, I'm 39, so
Like
they were
Jack
about
Benny.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
Like Jack Benny. Oh, by the way, Jack Benny. I always tell people I'm 39, but and a lot of people doubt that I'm 39. When Jack Benny died, I bought his age at an estate sale.
That's funny.
Anyway, what's like the plays like? Are they married couples bickering or
Oh, mostly the soldiers talking and stuff.
Oh, the soldier. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
dialogue between them.
Yeah.
So
And you use your father's recollections of wartime and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he had some interesting stories to tell too.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And you do poetry too.
Yeah, there's a few poems in here. I'm more into short stories, but there's a few poems in here too.
Yeah. Oh, but this book, No Frills. I think if you want to buy of your collected works, this is probably the best place to start. No Frills, because you get a good idea.
Yep, that was my first book.
Your first book.
I may have to buy one of your books sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look on Amazon.
Amazon.
They should all be there.
Yeah, I only look at the pictures. I never read.
Yeah, I mostly do that too. So.
Understand.
Now, you seem to be a disciplined writer.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to be these days, but it's not. Well, it's a lot of hard work, let me tell you. It's not easy or anything, but I don't know what to tell you except just write what you're feeling at the time.
Yeah.
And if you wake up in the middle of the night and you think about something, write it down before you forget.
Yes.
Yeah.
I come up with the greatest ideas in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I wake up and then
like if you have a dream or something. A dream, write that down.
Yeah. A lot of songwriting is that way too. I understand. Yeah. Do you ever write songs?
No, I never tried that.
No. Good. I understand you're a good pianist.
I used to take lessons when I was a kid, yeah. But I took all kinds of lessons when I was a kid. Growing up, I took piano lessons and organ lessons and violin lessons.
Okay. Violin?
Yeah.
I never heard you play the violin.
Wow. Oh, it's been decades.
What were your signature pieces?
Well, I just played mostly classical, like
Chopin.
Beethoven. Yeah, Chopin and Mozart and all those guys.
What were your favorites?
I don't really have any favorite songs, but my favorite composer, I think, was Chopin.
Oh,
Chopin.
He's good. Yeah.
Chopin.
Chopin.
Dun 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 dun. Maybe I could whistle it. Well, no.
That would be cool.
I speaking of whistling, I actually saw a Woody Herman album once, and they said Puckaloist solo by some guy. And I later, like the same week I saw, I forget the guy's name, he was on the Tonight Show, Johnny Carson show, and all he was a whistler.
Ooh.
He whistled to like a band, Yeah, I got, and maybe I should play the harmonica or something. I should play something.
Yeah.
If I could whistle, as wonderful as I do.
Not a bad idea.
I can't whistle that where, can you do that where they put your fingers in their mouth and they get really high?
I can't do that.
You can learn how to do that, just I never learned how to do that. Every once in a while, I think people teach themselves how to do that. So Chopin and
Bach.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love all that stuff.
How about Debussy?
No, I never played him. Never heard of him.
Prelude to the Afternoon of the Faun.
Yeah,
that's the good stuff. Yeah, that's good 20th century stuff.
Yeah.
Funny how we play a lot of classical music. It's almost all 100 years old at least. And that's still called modern music. It's 100 years old. Stravinsky is considered like Stravinsky is actually considered the birth of modern music, and that happened like in 1913 or something with the Rite of Spring, the Sacre du Printemps. Yeah. Now, have you been on any trips to speak of that interesting?
Not lately. The last trip I went to, was a long time ago, to Europe. It was a whirlwind trip through Europe, but it was, we visited, let's see, Switzerland, France, Germany, Italy, Liechtenstein. And Austria.
Okay. What's Liechtenstein?
It's that little teeny principality.
I know what it is, yeah.
I don't even think, is it really a country or is it just a principality?
It's a duchy.
Okay.
We were. It's a principality, I think.
Well, we were only there for a couple hours. We just walked around. And
so one dog duchy.
Exactly. That was pretty cool. cool being in one of the smallest countries in the world.
Yeah. Well, I could beat you. I've been to the Vatican.
Really?
And that's very small.
Yeah.
That's a block long. And I've been to Monaco. That's about 2 blocks long.
Okay.
That's just a giant casino. I saw Grace Kelly's tomb, and that's it.
Yeah.
Prince Renier was still alive.
I've always wanted to travel all over the world.
You always want to do that?
Yeah.
I do too.
I want to go to England, France,
There you go.
Germany, Spain,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Tell us, what was your favorite place to travel?
Well, I think on that trip when we went to France, we took a cable car up to the top of Mont Blanc. That was
Mont Blanc.
Yeah, we went up there in a cable car, and let me tell you, by the time we got to the top, I was having trouble breathing because the air was so thin up there.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. So we only spent a couple hours up there, but yeah, I had to walk around really slow and take really shallow breaths and stuff. And I sat in the little cafe they had up there and sipped a little orange juice, and I finally could breathe almost normal. So I went into the gift shop and bought some stuff, and by the time I finally started feeling normal, it was time to go back. So
Yeah, can you give me like another 10 minutes? I want to keep sitting down.
yeah, but you know what the interesting thing was, while we were up there were all these skiers running around, and they acted like nothing. It was no big deal. Like,
if you're born in that milieu, I think people in Colorado are the same way.
Oh, okay.
I was in Colorado, where it's a mile high, like the Mile High Stadium, and yeah, it starts to weigh on you for a while. You almost feel like you're going to get the bends. But the craziest thing, you went to Switzerland. I was in Switzerland, and it happened to me there because everything's higher in Switzerland.
Yeah.
The elevation, even when you're at a kind of a normal, you don't realize that you had to go up a mountain on the train to get to Geneva or Zurich or one of those places. And what type of music you like?
Mostly from 80s rock or 80s pop. That was my decade.
Yeah, that's your decade.
Yeah.
Any particular performers you like?
Oh, let's see. From the 80s, there was, Chicago and REO Speedwagon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Air Supply and the Bee Gees.
Oh,
and
that's right.
All those people.
In fact, the first time I met you, you were like, to me, the #1 Air Supply fan.
Oh, yeah.
From Australia.
Them. They were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they're all still around.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
They are on the nostalgia circuit.
Yeah.
They play Las Vegas and places like that.
That's
When you go see a like an old time band, you look and say, and half of them are young people, young guys. It's like, were they there 40 years ago? But if you see one guy with gray hair and wrinkles, then you know, he's probably in the original band.
Yeah.
And let's see, and then what's your favorite types of music?
I like all kinds.
Oh, good.
I like
Variety.
jazz, classical, 80s, R&B and soul, classic rock.
Something for
I said jazz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you're the type when you're in a car,
Yeah.
you don't say, "Can you change the channel?" You don't say that.
Yeah. No, I'm not picky, so I like country. I like everything.
I'm very picky when I
And-
listen to.
Yeah, and I'm a record collector, of course.
Yes.
Some of y'all probably already know that, but
Yeah.
for those of you who are don't know me, I'm a record collector. So, and it's all different kinds of genres.
I'm a bill collector. Nobody likes me. Everyone's mad at me. Everyone runs away when I walk into it.
Oh, I hate you! I hate
No.
you! Get away with me!
The only real thing I've done, been a counsel for a insurance company. That's about it. Law, and I still, believe it or not, I got good news. I renewed my insurance license again.
Yeah, congratulations! I heard about that.
Even though it's been a while since I've actually practiced insurance, but now I could actually come to your home and make you sign a contract for life insurance. Oh, by the way, we never talk about insurance on this show, and that's why it's such an exciting and wonderful show. When I was working in insurance, let me tell you, what was kind of funny is somebody said, how could an artistic guy like you sell insurance? And I said, or be an underwriter. And I said, well, art and insurance isn't all that different when you think about it. It's not really like selling art. You're almost like selling your performance art. It's kind of ethereal. You're actually, you're actually a pretty smart woman. You actually read a book all the way through. Didn't have any pictures in it, I heard.
Yeah. I read a lot.
In fact, it's all text here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Something on the cover.
Yeah. We've had people on the show that have written books.
Oh, yeah?
We've had Keith Van Allen and we've had Gorgeous George. But they're kind of different than you. They've actually written more books than they've actually read.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
It's very hard to find that.
Yeah.
I actually do these shows because I want. It's kind of neat when you do these shows and they put them on YouTube. If you put closed captioning on them, you actually see everything you said written at the bottom of the screen like subtitles, and it's so cool because. I wish I could transcript that too. I guess I can if I figured it out. There's probably a program to do that because I'm kind of lazy. I get tired of typing.
Yeah.
Do you a good typist?
Pretty good. I've been typing since I was about 8 or 9, so I guess I'm pretty good by now because it's been so long.
Do you know how to type?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Did you learn it in school?
Yeah, when I was in high school, yes.
Yeah. I took a class in typing. I love to tell the story. I took a class in typing, and my family said, you got to take a typing class because when you go to college, you're going to have to type your papers. You can't just write them like a chicken scratch and everything. Right. So I said, and I actually was a pretty smart guy. I had a pretty high GPA, and it actually lowered because I'll tell you how it worked. Let me do the math for you. I would get A's in the typing, all right? Because they gave you 2 hours to type a letter, which I could do that.
Yeah.
But then you had to do a speed, every week had to do a speed class, speed typing thing. They time you 30 seconds or 2 minutes or something, a minute. I forget what it was, how many words you could type in a minute. And I would get an F in that. Oh no! And then it would work out to a C for the grade period, and then that would mess up my. And I said, how am I going to get into a good college? With this all. Yeah. So believe it or not, this is how it works, and this is really how it works. When I went to college, there were people that actually made money typing. And would sell. It's a $2 in those days, $2 a page, and you'd actually have them type. And so I didn't really but I was not very good at typing. And then once the computer age came and the word processor time came, and I didn't have to worry about, tearing up pieces of paper and making mistakes and then the white out and all that other stuff, liquid paper and all that other junk. Mm-hmm. I was forced to think and type at the same time. And now that is what I do. I don't write everything out anymore. Yeah. It used to be I wrote it out, then looked at it and learned how to type, do it, and that would take forever. And then, and this has been going on in the computer age the last 25 years or so. Maybe halfway through that time, maybe 12 years into that, or 13, or 15 years. I forget. I don't know when that crossed the threshold that I didn't have to write everything out and then type.
Yeah.
And the only class I've taken since high school that prepared me for the internet life we live now is a typing class. I didn't want to take a one-semester typing class. So I want to thank all the people who told me to take it. Because now I can tape it. I still see people. That's what I don't like about phones, because I'm used to typing with all 9 fingers. My left thumb I don't use. I don't even know why I need it. But this is the space bar. But then you're on your phone. You can't really type on that little phone. hold your fingers on there. So you basically do it with your thumbs, or you do it. In my case, I do it like that. And the craziest thing is that I hated not typing with 9 fingers and having to now type with 1 finger.
Oh.
So anyway, so keep on writing.
All
Stay right here. We have another guest here,
Oh.
a good friend of ours. You know him, and everybody loves him. Most everybody, anyway. Well, maybe could we have a show of hands? Here he is, Mr. Vinny Mac. And Vinny, why don't you sit here?
Oh, okay.
And I'll sit in. Oh, don't look at my. Don't look at the back of my.
I'm going to cover it. All right, there you go. I'm covering it right now.
Sit down.
Thank you so much. All right, I think I can squeeze
So
in.
fun.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you.
Scoot it up.
There we go.
Flush with everything
Yeah.
else.
Okay.
I'll stand up.
All right.
Because I prefer to stand up.
You prefer to
anyway.
stand? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are. Hey.
Okay.
All right.
I'll keep my head close to our guest here.
Yeah.
And thanks. We didn't do a show last week.
No.
And so what did you do last week?
Last week, I just simply did nothing. I went to vote, and then I went to bed and crawled in, and I just did nothing.
I do nothing every day.
Yeah.
Nobody does nothing better than I do.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, get this, Lazar, when I put my vote in, it's still being processed.
Yes. Virginia's actually been pretty good about getting that stuff out.
I think they sent mine to
congressman.
I think they sent mine to Georgia, and I think they probably put it in the box. It's like, oh, look at this guy. He voted for. Okay, we'll send that back.
We have another 11. There's actually an extra 11,000 in votes in Georgia,
Yes.
from what I understand. But anyway, so you had I voted the absentee ballot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm tired of getting in line.
I understand that. I
Life
understand.
is too short to stand in line. But I saw on some show where the people were very happy to stand in line.
Yes.
Some places don't allow absentee
Yes.
ballots.
Mhm.
I got an absentee ballot due to the 2020 pandemic.
Oh.
And as a result,
yes.
They keep sending me one. Our family's very good at voting. We every time when I used to go to the polling place, they say, the Lazars are very good at voting. You even vote for dog catcher.
Yes. Make sure you give them everything they want because they vote. Yeah, so I just rode in from Ohio. Believe
You
it or
were in
not.
Ohio?
Yes, I'm on vacation, but I broke vacation to be on this show.
Thank
Once I found out that there were going to be 2 women, so now we have a matching ratio. We got 2 men and 2 women.
So we can play bridge now.
It's amazing. We got 4 people here in this set. It's like every time we deal with Georgia's show, we never can get women on the show.
I wonder why.
I don't know why. It's like
Mystery.
It's a mystery. It's amazing. You got 2 beautiful women here, and it's like I don't know how you got that. I need to speak to your agent.
I actually am pretty. It used to be that way with me. Every time I would announce that I was going to be somewhere, all the women wouldn't show up. Now I'm a little older, and I learned a lot how to behave around them. Now they stay. They may not be happy about it, but they'll just walk out. Sometimes they said I could brighten up a room just by leaving it.
Oh wow!
Well, I had a very bad attitude in those days. I was actually. I was always in a bad mood, and I used to be. The first job I ever had when I was a teenager was I was a greeter at the Hollywood Cemetery. A lot of people are buried there. there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
all smoking.
Oh.
Yeah. Welcome to Marlboro country.
Yes. Welcome to Marlboro.
So tell me about Ohio.
Oh, Ohio was nice. I was
High in the middle.
High in the middle.
And
round at both ends. Yes. hey. But
That's my joke.
Oh.
I invented that. No, I didn't.
I went through Amish country a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
And I got a chance to go through Columbus. And
Did you bring your electric toothbrush?
You know,
Amish country.
No, I was actually going to put a TV in the back of the vehicle just to let them show what TV looks like, but I had nowhere to plug it up.
If you ever go to Amish country, Pennsylvania Dutch, I guess, Harrisburg,
Yes.
Be sure to bring a very, very, very long extension cord.
So I am now in.
Now, what were you doing in Pennsylvania or in Amish?
Just riding around,
Yeah.
you know. I always just wanted to drive around for vacation a little bit, just spend some time away and going to check out some places. Went to a couple battlefields, went to a couple restaurants, and I just did it on the seat of my pants. I just went out and go.
Did you help build a barn or anything?
You know what? You get
Like 7 brides.
Yeah, I should have my full beard while I'm doing a barn building. But no, you don't want me to build a barn.
You know what I found out about when you don't have electricity? Like, say the lights go out during a rainstorm or something.
Yeah.
You go to bed early. And those Amish people, as soon as the sun goes down, they must be in bed.
It must be in bed.
No, we can't listen to radio. Can't play the phonograph.
It's like, oh, it's 5:20 right now. It's dark. Oh, time to go to bed.
So you went to Ohio. Did you do any sports there?
No, I was going to catch the Columbus Blue Jackets, but they were out of town.
Now, who are they?
The ice hockey team.
Oh, is that a NHL team?
Yes, NHL, National Hockey League team.
Columbus, Ohio. I didn't know that. I mean, gosh.
Yeah.
Why can't Richmond get a big league team?
You know what?
Columbus and North Carolina can
Yeah. But unfortunately, if we talk about that, we will go into an 8-part series.
Yeah.
So I'll reserve my comments for myself. Just Richmond stinks when it comes to sports. But that's just me, and we have no leadership in the city office.
You know what's weird about Richmond sports is that, I mean, not the local sports, but national sports, is that everybody you meet has a different favorite team.
Yeah.
Like if you were in New York or Chicago or Washington or something, everyone would be rooting for the same team for the most part. Not so much. I heard Los Angeles that way. Almost every time you go to a Dodgers game or a Rams game, they half the people are rooting for the other team. Because they fund the other team.
Well, actually, you know what's funny at a Dodgers game? It's like people show up to a Dodgers game like real late. So when the game starts at 7:05, people start showing up around 8. And then it's like, once they're sick and tired of watching the Dodgers play, they leave around the 6th inning.
I never asked you. We always talk about sports and games you go to.
Yes.
What stadium has the best food?
You know what? That is a great question. I went to...
That's what I'm here for.
That's right. He is the man.
I don't have the answers. I'm like Noam Chomsky. I bring up great ideas, but not very good answers. Now
I can think of 2.
Yeah.
I went to Safeco Field in Seattle.
Okay.
They have seafood all the time at their games. And I went to Dallas, and I went to the American Airlines Arena, and they serve barbecue.
Oh, okay.
All the time at their games.
Barbecue? Where's this?
The barbecue's at the American Airlines Arena in Dallas. And the seafood is over at Safeco Field. But that was like...
Texas barbecue.
Yeah, Texas barbecue. Like 10...
There's no sauce in it.
Yeah, but
there is sauce.
I put sauce on it.
Oh, I mean, but it comes with no sauce.
Yeah, it comes with no sauce.
Yeah.
But I put sauce on it. But that was like 10, 11 years ago. Now everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody's got seafood. Everybody's got barbecue.
I love seafood and barbecue and all that.
Oh, yes.
You ever smush them together? Make a paste out of them.
I just like them both.
So I smush everything together.
Smush them all together.
And then it's gonna wind up there anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm in my vacation break. I am getting ready to head to Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Vancouver, British
Oh,
Columbia.
that's right. We were talking about
Yes.
that. On its way.
This will be my first trip ever to Western Canada.
Yeah.
I've been to Eastern Canada a lot, but I've never been to Western Canada.
You ever been to the Yukon?
No, good old Klondike, Yukon.
Get some Klondike bars.
Yeah.
And then get the Gold Rush.
Two good candies, I heard.
I always, I love travel. I love looking. When I decide to go somewhere, I almost immediately say, okay, today I'm going, or today I plan to go to Mongolia or something. I don't know. I've never been there, but the Gobi Desert or something. So then I start going on the internet and finding and putting together in the hotel what hotels are there and everything. And to me, that's very exciting.
Yes,
and
it is.
And usually after I see a place, I don't want to go there anymore. Except for New York. I like New York.
Oh yeah, New York is nice.
Because it's always different every time you go there.
That's why I got to catch my plane out from New York to go to Vancouver. But I heard y'all were talking earlier about vacations and trip spots that y'all like.
Yeah.
One of my favorite spots is Japan.
Yeah.
And when I went to Japan back in 2020, before the pandemic went ape nuts, it was absolutely beautiful.
Grape nuts?
Ape nuts.
Is that what you ate there?
Grape nuts and ape nuts. Ape nuts.
How do people eat grape nuts with their soft?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I'm sure the dentist, the orthodontist and everything, they probably that's money in our pockets. We eat grape nuts. You put milk in grape nuts, it's still hard.
Yeah, yes.
It's like eating the gravel from your driveway.
It is. Now, is that really? No. I have a serious, interesting question.
Yes.
Is that really rocks?
You want to know something about rocks? Someone really freaked me out when I was a kid. We were talking. They were putting new rocks in our driveway, and all these rocks were like, they all look the same, granite. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And somebody said, each one of these rocks is millions of years old.
Yeah.
And I said, really? I mean, I was just a little kid. I'm like 7 years old.
Yeah.
We own stuff that's millions of years old. And from what I understand, a rock is a rock.
Yeah, a rock is a rock.
Well, I have a question about grape nuts.
Yes.
Why are they called grape nuts? They're not made out of grapes or nuts.
That's right.
Exactly.
So why are they called grape?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember when there was a commercial with Yule Gibbons. He was. You ever eat a pine tree?
Yeah.
Some parts are edible.
Yeah.
And he became famous because of jokes about him. Because this guy he comes to your house, he eats your Christmas tree. Eats the rocks in your driveway. You don't have to cook for him. He'll just eat anything.
I don't know why grape nuts is called grape nuts. I still say the grape nuts and Kellogg's people just gravel up some gravel and put it in the cereal. It's like they scoop up some gravel, put it in the cereal box. There you go, grape nuts.
It's actually Post.
Oh, it's Post?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
Post. Thank you.
Kellogg's makes the cornflakes. They based their whole career on. Thanks to Dr. Kellogg, who they made a movie about with Anthony Hopkins, the Road to Wellness.
Post.
And Post is, I know the Post people made what's now Mar-a-Lago. It used to be called the Meriwether Post.
Yeah.
And then it was bought by our former president.
Yes.
But a very nice place from what I gather. We were just talking about good omelet bar.
Yes.
There's documents everywhere. There's dress codes and everything.
I laid them down.
You get when they run out of napkins, that's what they use.
Yeah.
Until the FBI can. So you were in Japan.
Yes.
Tell me about Japan.
Japan was wonderful. I got a chance to see a sumo tournament, a grand sumo tournament. Got a chance to see some female professional wrestling there, which was wonderful.
Oh, wow.
And I got a chance to ride the Shinkansen, that's a bullet train.
Oh, okay.
I got a 7-day pass, and believe it or not, I had it for first class for all 7 days. And if you buy it on the internet, the 7-day first class pass only costs about maybe $150 more than the ordinary class, which is the regular class.
A day, yeah.
Yeah. So I just went on ahead and just bought a 7-day, what they call a green pass, green pass, and I rode first class all the way throughout Japan.
Wow.
And it was so nice.
What's the best part of Japan, in your estimation?
Wow, best part of Japan, I would have to say the people.
The people?
Yeah, the people.
I was thinking of a place in Japan.
Oh, darn, okay.
The people I'm sure are nice.
Oh, you know what was really nice? I got a chance to see Nagano.
Oh.
I've always wanted to go to Nagano, and I was supposed to go there.
Tell us about. Tell the people who don't know what Nagano is. Everyone else knows.
Yes.
What do they know?
What is Nagano? Nagano was an Olympic city in Japan, and they hosted the 1998 Winter Olympics.
Yeah. Of course.
And I was supposed to go there, but unfortunately I didn't make enough money at that time at my job. I had a crappy job, and they wouldn't give me enough money, so I didn't go to Nagano. So I made it up in 2020 finally to go to Nagano.
And you said, where's the Olympics?
Yeah, where's the Olympics? Where is it? Is it what? Where is it? But you wouldn't believe this, guys and
Can you
gals.
start it up for me while I'm
Yeah, but they still got the 1998 Olympic symbol on the walls and in City Hall.
Yes.
So I was like, wow.
I went to Munich, and they still have all the Olympic stuff there. I was in Sydney, Australia, and they still they still have all the stadiums there, and they still talk about it. And Barcelona, they still talk about the Olympics there. And what's the other place I was in? I don't hear so much. Well, I haven't been to London since.
London,
but London has more going for it than just the Olympics. What else? And I was in another place that had the Olympics. Oh, Atlanta.
Atlanta, yes, of course. Atlanta,
they had a pretty good Olympics.
Yeah. Now, since I'm going to Vancouver, that's also an Olympic city. So I'm going to try to see if there's some old Olympic stuff there and eat more seafood.
Yeah.
But the one really cool thing about Japan was everything was so convenient. It was safe, and it was like you can go to a vending machine and grab a Coke, or you can go to a vending machine and get some soup.
I heard you get a lot of stuff in Japan at the vending machines.
Yes, you can.
And you can also when I was in Spain at the vending machine you get beer.
Yes.
And I don't drink anymore. So I get I don't need it now. Anyway, I want to thank we had quite a show. Hold up the book again, Susan. We have a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Named No Frills. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
No Frills.
That's the short.
You can get it on Amazon.
Yep.
Don't forget Susan Muhlenbeck.
That's
Thank you, our regulars.
Yes.
This is my Harvey Korman and Vicky Lazar. This is Vinny Mac and Mary Elizabeth.
Yes.
My name is Kaye Lazar, and thanks for coming to the show. Yes. I guess we'll be back next week.
Yes.
And that's at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And also we're going to try to put this stuff on the internet. But you lucky people saw it live.
Yes.
So live show. We got the former Charlie Rose set. He's not doing it anymore, so we're talking in like a black void.
Yes. Bye-bye.
So thanks for coming tonight.
Next week, Thanksgiving. Yes. Thank you for coming. Of course, Mary Elizabeth always comes. Yes. Thank you, Kaye Lazar, once again. Yes.
No, I think we're still doing. I wish they tell us until they get the hook.